Really happy for Robert Marv to be able to take us down there and make that great run at the end and put us right down there on the 1 inch line and then get it in on the sneak. So similar scenario and a great story with a great inning today, obviously.
Could you take us through? I mean, they kicked the field goal. Okay, so you know what you have to do.
Right.
The play calling, just the way that last drive developed, could you kind of capsulize it or talk about that, how you developed it?
Well, I thought Coach Nord has a great game plan. We have certain things that we do that we refer to as bread and butter, things that we put in the first day of camp, certain runs, certain protections, certain plays, and when it gets down to crunch time, you get back to bread and butter. We had some special plays that we did not call throughout the course of the game that I thought may have popped open, and we were deliberating whether or not we'd stick with some of the bread and butter or whether or not we'd call one of our special plays, and we kind of hung our hat on what we've done the most and the best, and it paid off for us.
Can you talk about the improvement in the run defense? They had 160 yards, but I think only averaged 3-something, particularly considering it wasn't the best the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with where they're at the quarterback position. Even though he's a very, very talented quarterback, he's a freshman quarterback, and normally a freshman quarterback can't come out there and manufacture the passing offense. That would propose a threat to your defense where they'd have to spread themselves so thin that we couldn't defend the run. And I felt like we could go out there and load the box up and play very solid and sound against the run. So hats off to our defense. We tackled better. We were more physical across the line of scrimmage. Being at home brings energy to our football team. Having our fans there and our student section there and the Ross Aid Brigade there makes a huge difference in our football team. And I thought it was a combination of a lot of things.
Just you talk about Kalan's day and just how he disrupted things on that offensive line.
He's a heck of a football player, and he's getting better. We've talked about him all season long, and he's made great improvements. I still don't think he's even close to what he can be. I think he has an unbelievable upside, and I think that this time next year he'll be one of the dominant players at his position on a national level. He has certainly surfaced as one of the top players at his position in our league. He's an outstanding defensive tackle, and he'll keep getting better and better.
Danny, you don't get into overtime without the block extra point. Can you talk about that?
We work on it all the time, and we've had a blocked kick early in the year that won a ball game for us, and they had no business being down there lining up kicking it. And I like the fact that our defense, laid their ears back and got their butts in the air and came off the ball and went after it with great push. Sometimes when you're in a situation like that, you don't know how everyone's going to respond, but hats off to our defensive players for getting after it. And we spend a lot of time on special teams. We probably spend more time on special teams than any other BCS football team. We have an unbelievable commitment to special teams from a staffing standpoint, a scholarship commitment standpoint, practice time standpoint, the way our staff is structured. A lot of it has to do with trying to feature special teams as being our difference maker, and it has been throughout the course of the season.
What was it like they're on your sideline when they score the touchdown? It looks like you guys are behind, and then you block the PAT, and then you immediately realize you're going to have a chance to win this thing.
Absolutely.
What was the range of emotion like?
Well, we've a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and really you look at college football the last several weeks, and you look at the scores, and it's unbelievable. 1 week a team will upset a top-ranked team, and the next week they'll get beaten by 40 or 50. So football is a game of energy and a game of emotion, and we had both of those today. We had a chance to win the ball game and felt like we were going to manufacture a drive and line up and kick a field goal and win it without going into overtime. And we have an outstanding field goal kicker. We had to win at our back in the fourth quarter, and that gave us the confidence that all we had to do was get the ball to about the 40-yard line, and he'd be nailing a 50-something yard field goal to win the game.
So I hit the drum on your way out. You always have a spot, I think, on the band. Describe the emotion involved and just, how you feel and, seeing all the hard work sort of pay off on a day like that.
Well, the band and I, we're pretty tight. I'm serious about that. I'm an honorary member of the band, and they come to my office every Friday and spend time with me. They're like us in a lot of ways. They put a lot more time into what they do than anyone ever gives them any credit for. And all you have to have is a couple of them out of beat, and it's not beautiful music, and football's the same way. So we visit back and forth throughout the course of camp and really, really close with the band. So it was an honor to go over there and beat the drum with the guys from the band. And they're as happy about the win today as we are. We're very, very close with our band. They're a big part of the Purdue and the Purdue pride and the Purdue spirit.
Dan, you seemed to move like Joe Holland up on the line closer. Logan was closer. Do you feel like you had to outnumber him a little bit?
Yeah, we definitely had to outnumber them.
Right. Just how those guys played and maybe impacted their run game.
I thought we did a great job with our game plan defensively, and we were able to put some extra defenders in the box. And sometimes you can crowd the linebackers up at just the right distance to the line of scrimmage where it'll slow down some of the double teams up front. If you put them right up on the line of scrimmage, you kind of deal your hand. If the linebackers are backed off the ball 4.5 yards deep in their normal alignment, they can get on double teams and stay on double teams. You move them up kind of in that gray area, sometimes it can confuse the offensive line some, in that crowd alignment. I thought we did a good job of getting ourselves in some crowd alignments by our linebackers at some time, and I thought that took away some of the double teams by their offensive line up front. They have a very big, strong offensive line. So I thought we did it as a change-up pitch. We didn't wholesale and do it, but I thought our crowd alignments helped us some throughout the